Have you ever felt that really subtle but kind of powerful connection with a complete stranger?
Mm.
You know, the kind where you feel instantly okay or maybe instantly on guard.
Oh, absolutely. Or walked into a room and just felt this wave of, I don't know, tension or discomfort before anyone's even said a thing.
Exactly. And the classic one, feeling totally drained after talking to someone specific, like they just poof, pulled your energy plug.
Right. And these things, we often just brush them off. Oh, it's just intuition or bad vibes. But our deep dive today, looking at this really comprehensive guide on energetic well-being, well, it suggests these might be actual glimpses into our human energy fields.
These invisible auras surrounding us.
Powerful invisible auras, yeah. Constantly interacting with everything.
Right. So our mission today is really to give you a shortcut to understanding this luminous field around you. We're looking at how ancient wisdom and modern physics actually kind of meet here.
And give you some concrete tools.
Exactly. We want you to move beyond feeling like, an energetic victim sometimes and really step into harnessing and protecting your own vitality.
It's about understanding your own energetic state, seeing where the maybe disruptions are, and then having ways to actually care for yourself energetically, turning that awareness into real transformation.
Okay, let's start right at the basics then. When we talk about auras, we're talking about energy that goes beyond just our physical body.
Yeah.
For listeners who might be a bit skeptical, is this purely, spiritual stuff, or is there a scientific angle here too?
Well, what's really fascinating is how much overlap there is. Ancient wisdom and modern science, they both point towards subtle energies.
Okay.
Spiritually, you have this core concept of life force energy. It has different names everywhere, prana in Hinduism and yoga.
Or qi in Chinese medicine.
Exactly, ki in Japan, mana in Hawaiian traditions. It's seen as this fundamental power source, the bridge between the physical and, well, the non-physical.
And science. Because we know our bodies aren't just like solid blocks of meat.
Precisely. Quantum physics tells us everything, including us, is vibrating energy. We interact with invisible forces all the time. Gravity, sunlight's warmth, you don't see them, but you feel their effects.
Yeah.
And more specifically, we have instruments now that measure energy our bodies produce.
Ah, okay. Tell us about those. This feels like a key link.
Well, think about an EEG, an electroencephalogram. It measures the brain's electrical activity. Or in magnetoencephalogram, which maps the magnetic fields from our nervous system.
So these aren't just inside our heads.
No, that's the point. They show that our thoughts, our emotions, our basic nerve functions, they create detectable bioelectric and magnetic fields that radiate outwards.
Wow. So the insight isn't just science sees energy, spirituality calls it an aura. It's that the aura is potentially the measurable energetic expression of what's happening inside us, our thoughts, nerves.
That's a great way to put it. When ancient texts talk about, say, the emotional layer holding trauma, maybe modern science is showing us the mechanism. The measurable electromagnetic field of the nervous system reflecting that internal state, that chaos.
So the aura is our personal energy field, this sort of luminous bubble around us, constantly changing.
Dynamic, yes. Always reflecting our current state. Bright and expansive when you're feeling great, maybe duller, tighter when you're stressed or sick.
Like a real-time energy status update.
It really is. And this comes back to that feeling in the room you mentioned earlier, that tension. It's likely an energetic interaction, your field bumping up against the energy left behind or the fields of others.
We're all interconnected in this energetic web.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Part of a much larger system.
Okay, so it's dynamic, it's interactive. But you said it's not just a simple bubble. Our source material talks about it being complex, multi-layered, like energetic Russian nesting dolls.
What?
Can you break that down? Why does the complexity matter?
The nesting doll analogy is pretty good. The complexity is key because it explains how, say, an emotional issue can eventually lead to a physical symptom. It's not just one thing.
Right.
Usually we talk about 7 main layers. Each corresponds to a different aspect of our being: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual.
Let's start right at the core, the closest one in.
That's the etheric layer. It's right next to the physical body, maybe extending out just a few inches. Think of it as the energetic blueprint for the physical form.
So it's tied directly to physical health.
Directly.
Yeah.
Its job is vitality, physical function. If there's a disturbance here, it often mirrors something physical, like you might sense a disruption in the energy flow around an injury or an incision after surgery.
Okay. Moving out from there.
We get to the emotional layer. This one's much more fluid, colorful, constantly shifting with your feelings. This is where unresolved emotions or traumas can get lodged, creating distortions, maybe blockages.
And the colors mean something.
They do. They shift based on your emotional state. You might see, flashes of bright yellow with sudden joy or hope, maybe deep blues or murky purples with sadness or grief. It's very reactive.
Interesting. Okay. Beyond emotions.
Next is the mental layer. This one's more structured. It holds our thoughts, our belief systems, our cognitive patterns.
Like our mental programming.
Kind of, yeah. If you constantly engage in negative self-talk, for instance, that energy pattern gets embedded here. And that, in turn, can stir up the emotional layer below it, creating those difficult cycles of anxiety or low self-worth.
So those three, etheric, emotional, mental, seem really tied to our everyday physical and psychological experience.
Right.
What about the layers further out?
Right. The outer layers connect us more to, let's say, transpersonal or spiritual aspects. You have the astral layer, often seen as the bridge to our higher self, connected to dreams, maybe even out-of-body experiences.
Okay.
Then layers like the causal and celestial, which relate more to universal consciousness, divine connection, the soul's journey, that kind of thing.
And the outermost one, the final doll in the set.
That's the Ketheric template layer. The seventh layer, it's described as highly structured, often egg-shaped, holding the energetic template for all the other layers within it. It connects us to universal wisdom, our highest potential or purpose.
Okay, wow. So it's like a symphony, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 different instruments all playing together. If one section is out of tune, the whole piece sounds off.
That's a perfect analogy. They don't exist in isolation. They constantly interact.
Can you give us a concrete example of that interplay? Like, how does a block in one layer cascade down?
Sure, let's take chronic stress again.
Mhm.
Maybe it starts as constant worry. That's a mental layer issue, right? A thought loop.
Mm-hmm.
This unresolved worry creates a kind of energetic friction, maybe a density in the emotional layer, like unexpressed fear or anxiety.
Okay.
That emotional congestion then restricts the smooth flow of vital energy down to the etheric layer, that physical blueprint.
So the blueprint doesn't get the energy it needs.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's how chronic workplace stress, for example, so often leads to physical symptoms like tension headaches, stomach problems, or just persistent fatigue. It starts in the mind, affects the emotions, and then manifests physically via the etheric layer, a cascade effect.
That makes so much sense. So this complex system acting as this filter and sponge, it's clearly vulnerable. This brings us back to feeling drained or just off.
Hmm.
What are the usual suspects for causing these disruptions? Especially the ones we might not think about.
Well, besides the obvious big emotional shocks, sudden grief, a breakup, things that can make the field contract sharply and sometimes stay that way.
Right.
We're constantly dealing with more chronic drains, environmental ones and interpersonal ones.
Okay, let's pin down the environmental factors. You mentioned EMFs earlier.
Yes, exposure to electromagnetic fields from, well, everything, phones, Wi-Fi, computers, our sources suggest this can create a kind of static or agitation in our energy field.
Makes sense. What else?
And then there's the energy of places. We absorb residual energy left in physical spaces. Ever walked into a room right after a huge argument? You can feel that thick, heavy stress residue, can't you?
Oh, yeah. You can cut it with a knife sometimes.
Your aura can literally absorb that.
Okay. And what about energy vampirism? It sounds a bit dramatic, but what's the reality?
It does sound dramatic, but we're not usually talking about deliberate, malicious draining like in the movies. It's mostly unconscious.
How so?
Think about that friend who calls, dumps their entire crisis on you for an hour. You listen patiently, offer support,
Yeah.
and when you hang up, you feel wiped out. Your chest might feel tight. You suddenly have zero motivation.
Totally relatable.
They've likely unconsciously pull on your energy, your vitality, because their own field is depleted or chaotic and seeking balance. It's an energetic transaction, often unintentional. But frequent exposure really wears you down if you don't protect yourself.
It really sounds like the aura is our first line of defense, an early warning system. Disruptions might show up there before our body starts yelling.
Often, yes. Physical symptoms can be the last stage of an energetic imbalance that's been brewing for a while.
Like fatigue.
Exactly. Persistent fatigue, that feeling of low energy it can be because your field is struggling to distribute that life force properly, maybe due to blockages, or because there are these little leaks, like small tears in the aura, constantly draining energy.
And headaches. You mentioned those.
Headaches, especially migraines, are often linked to congestion or blockages higher up, maybe in the mental or emotional layers, around the head chakras, manifesting physically.
What about chronic pain? Is there a link there too?
Very often, yes. Chronic pain points can correspond to dense, knotted energy or blockages in that specific area of the aura. These knots might be solidified emotional trauma or mental patterns the body's trying to contain energetically.
And the colors you mentioned can give clues?
They can offer diagnostic hints, yeah. Like a clear, vibrant red usually indicates vitality, passion, healthy energy. But a murky red, like a muddy color, that might point towards suppressed anger, frustration, or blocked life force.
Interesting. What about, say, a murky green?
That color, like a dull olive green, is often associated with feelings like jealousy, resentment, bitterness, emotions that can really poison the system, energetically speaking. It shows you where the internal work might need to focus.
This is fascinating. So, okay, bringing this back to the listener right now,
Yeah.
we need practical steps.
Yeah.
How can we actually start sensing or even seeing this field for ourselves? What's accessible?
Start simple with sensing.
Yeah.
You don't need any special gear. Try hand sensing. Just rub your hands together briskly for a few seconds to kind of wake up the energy there.
Okay.
Then slowly pull them apart, maybe 6 inches or so, palms facing each other, and then slowly push them back together. Just pay really close attention to any subtle sensations between your palms.
Like what?
Tingling, maybe a feeling of pressure, warmth, coolness, like you're pushing against something soft. That sensation, that's you perceiving your own biofield.
Cool. And for actually seeing it, beyond just catching glimpses in peripheral vision.
There's the soft gaze technique. The trick is not to stare directly or try too hard. Find a plain, light-colored background, maybe a wall in dim lighting. Hold your hand out, or look at a plant, or even another person.
Okay.
Now, instead of focusing right on the object, look slightly past it or to the side of it. Let your eyes relax, soften your focus. Use your peripheral vision. It's more sensitive to subtle light and movement.
And what might we see?
You might start to perceive a faint shimmer or a sort of hazy outline, often colorless at first, maybe an inch or two out from the object. That's likely the etheric layer becoming visible. It takes practice. Be patient.
Right, practice. Okay, so once we start building awareness, we need to maintain it. Cleanse and protect. What's a good way to clear out that stress residue we talked about?
A really effective and simple one is the cleansing breath, often combined with a white light shower visualization.
How does that work?
You sit comfortably, breathe deeply. As you inhale through your nose, visualize pure, brilliant white light pouring down over you, filling your entire body, permeating every layer of your aura, cleansing everything.
Okay.
Then, as you exhale forcefully through your mouth, visualize releasing all the negativity, the stress, the stagnant energy. See it leaving you as dark or gray smoke, just dissolving away. Do that for maybe 5-10 minutes. It really helps shake loose energetic gunk.
I like that. Shaking loose the gunk. And for protection, daily protection against those drains, the EMFs, the difficult interactions.
The visualization shield. This is super important for energetic boundaries.
Like an energetic raincoat.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You visualize a bright, resilient bubble or shield of light completely surrounding you, extending out maybe a foot or two from your body. Choose a color that feels strong and protective to you. Golden, white, electric blue are common choices.
And the key is the intention.
Absolutely. Set the intention that the shield is semi-permeable. It repels negative, draining, or harmful energies like psychic static or other people's unprocessed stuff, but it allows positive, loving, nourishing energy to flow in and out freely.
When's the best time to do this?
First thing in the morning is ideal, setting your energetic protection for the day. And maybe reinforcing it before potentially stressful situations, or even last thing at night to clear the day's energy.
So it's not passive, it's an active mental practice, like taking your energetic vitamins.
Exactly. It's about empowerment, taking conscious charge of your energetic health daily.
Okay, so we've journeyed through this subtle energy field, looked at its structure, those layers, and seen how things like EMFs and emotional stress can really impact its health.
That's right. And the big takeaway, your aura is like your energetic immune system. It's also an early warning system. When you learn to tune into it, to sense it, to care for it, you can address imbalances before they snowball into bigger physical or emotional problems.
So caring for your aura is really an act of self-care, self-love.
Fundamentally, yes. It supports your overall well-being, your vitality, your highest potential.
And here's something to leave you thinking about. If our personal energy fields aren't just isolated bubbles, if they really are interacting, part of this larger energetic ecosystem, what does that mean?
Interesting question.
As you work on strengthening, clearing, and protecting your own aura, making your own energy field more vibrant and coherent, that positive energy doesn't just stay with you, does it?
Likely not.
Your clear, balanced energy field then becomes, potentially, a positive influence on the environment around you, contributing to a more harmonious energetic space for everyone you encounter. Think about that ripple effect, the impact of simply being energetically well yourself.
To get more details about the complete guide to aura healing, understanding and repairing your energy field, click the below link to get the book. Subscribe us to get more content like this.